That's what the law says.
Notification was not given at the right time.
Hii ni private facility, madam. Wewe umezaa uko na watoto. Ukiua hao watoto hapa, utawaambia nini, madam?
Na wewe mwenyewe ukikufa. Yeye mwenyewe akikufa. Nani adalea?
Ukongava uniform akuje. Ni mchezo mnatufanyia. What the hell are you? Ndio mnaitana nini? Sana mkwe wengi zaidi.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your great support. Now, fellow Kenyans, today is the day that we are going to know two things. Two things are going to happen in ODM party. It's either ODM party is going to stand strong and continue, or it's going to fade like Ford Kenya. I'm saying this because today there's supposed to be a national delegate conference, right? A delegates conference, and the other hand, we also have Edwin Sifuna's team, that is the Linda Wananchi, which is taking place. It's supposed to take place at Mfangano House, but something is happening here, and I want us to discuss the happenings. I really don't know why these guys are really threatened by Edwin Sifuna's action. Sijui ni kwa nini Edwin Sifuna ko so much powerful to a point that unakuja unapata kwamba wameweka mpaka polisi. Instead ya polisi kwenda kulinda kwenda penye ODM, the real ODM is, wamejaza Mfangano House. So you are wondering what is really going on. Instead of going to Jamhuri, because the other ODM is in Jamhuri, the ODM that is being led by Oburu Odinga, those other guys, the bought ODM, let me call it the bought ODM, the ODM that has been bought by the president or by the government is in Jamhuri, iko Jamhuri. Lakini hii ingine yenye iko against what is going on wako Mfangano. But now, surprisingly enough, these other ODM wameweka polisi wengi sana ili wazuie wasiendelee na mkutano wao. So that is what I want us to discuss or talk about. But before we get deeper into that discussion, fellow Kenyans, for the Bonita Media community of the family, and also those who wants to join the family of Bonita Media, we have a project that is ongoing. Actually, it is the process. So we are contributing towards it. And I want you to listen to this announcement, and then I come back so that you can continue with the discussion.
There is this children's home. I visited it, a conversation with the director, both the director and the assistant director. We really talked. I saw the children. There were two kids who are abandoned by the mother after birth. I think 2 days. So the children are barely 10 days old. And others are also there. They're around 89 right now, and they told me that there are some in school, so wakirudi wote, the number will be around 100 plus. So we really talked, and they told me that if you can help us, if you guys can help us in 1, 2, 3 things, we'll be really glad to, and we'll really appreciate. Of course, we know very well that this is something that one person cannot do. Kukaa na watoto wote, hata useme uko na only one source of help, it's something that it's impossible. So after that, I had a brief talk. Nilikaa na watoto, the few that nilipata, wengine nilipata kama wanalala. I just talked to the few, I interacted with a few of them, just kids here and there. And I said that I told them that I have a team which I know that will respond, and after they've responded, I'll get back to you with what they give me. So I just have to request you guys. You are 50 shillings, you are 100 shillings, you are 200 shillings, you are 300, 400, 500 shillings, you are 1,000. Any amount of money which you really feel like can help these kids. Please just use the M-Pesa number on your screen so that you can help these kids. Nobody knows, we cannot say that, I can't help a kid, si mtoto wangu. Hawezi kuwa mtoto wako, lakini we all know how maybe these things normally comes later. So just humble request, please guys, if you can, just use the number on your screen. Just send your 50 bob, your 100 shillings, 200, 300 shillings, whatever you have. We'll make arrangements, and then tutaona what we can do. Kama tutanunulia vyakula, kama itatosha mpaka manguo, we can do that. It's something that they requested that we do, because saa zingine though watoto walali njaa, but sometimes I talk to the director told me that sometimes they really struggle how they can get food for the kids. The kids needs to be happy and all that. Actually, the kids were very happy seeing me. They were saying, the director told me that wanapenda sana wakati mtu amekuja kuwaona mtu mwingine mgeni apart from wale wenye wamezoea, because they feel that they are really loved indeed. So please, that is the project that we have this month. I would request you that please, I'm humbly requesting you that let us do this for the sake of these kids. Wale wenye walikuwa wanasema kwamba pesa yangu siwezi peleka kanisani kwa tithe, eri nipeleke kwa children's home. Now we have a project. Please just come through and we see what we can do.
Now, that is what we have this month. I would request you guys that let us come together and help these kids. They're not our brothers, they're not our sisters, but they really need help. Watoto wanahitaji msaada sana. Hiyo msaada hakuna mtu ambaye anaweza kawasaidia. The government cannot help them. So we are the people that can come together and at least contribute our 50 shillings, our 100 shillings, 200 shillings, and make sure that we help these kids. Now, if you already sent yours have received your money, just know that the money, as long as kwako kulirudi Boniface Owino, just know that pesa yako ilifika, and we are going, when the time comes, we are going to do the needful. We are going to buy food. If tunaenda kununua chakula, tutanunua manguo kama itawezekana, na tutanunua mapampers and everything, so that we can make sure that those kids are settled, and those kids at least they also feel like they're worthy, because inafika point ingine that they really feel like they're drained, but wakiona response from the people, from different people that they didn't expect, they know that they are loved. So your 100 shillings, your 50 shillings, your 200 shillings is really going to help. So just use the number, and I know that all is going to be well. The hand that giveth, remember, is the hand that receiveth. Your 100 shillings, your 200, your 300, your 1,000, your 2,000, your 5,000. Any amount of money that you feel like you really need to be part of this community, part of this children's homes visit. Please just send it, and I know that all shall be well. Now, let's embark on our discussion, and before we get deeper into this, let's watch what's going on at Mfangano House.
That's what the law says.
Notification was not given at the right time. In private facility, madam. Wewe umezaa uko na watoto. Ukiua watoto hapa, utawaambia nini, madam?
Na wewe mwenyewe ukikufa. Yeye mwenyewe akikufa. Nani atalea?
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, UFUNGAMANO house.
Utaingia bwana, utaingia. Piga, utapiga nani? Tutaingia. Sisi ni nani? Wawi, hapa ni wapi? Hapa ni wapi? Wizi Ruto bwana. Wizi Ruto. Bila babu tabu.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, UFUNGAMANO house.
Tutaingia bwana, tutaingia. Piga. Utapiga nani? Tutaingia. Tutaingia. Sisi ni nani? Wawi, hapa ni wapi? Hapa ni wapi? Wizi Ruto bwana. Wizi Ruto. Bila babu tabu.
Mapambano.
katika maeneo mengine polisi sasa mjini wamekuwa
I am coming to you live from UFUNGAMANO house, where there is a heavy police presence blocking the people coming here to join the cabinet secretary, Edwin Sifuna, to make a speech ahead of the national convention of the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, a party now facing one of the face-defining moments in its over 2 decades history. This is a day heavy with expectations, but also deep uncertainty, as the once united Orange Democratic Movement, or the Orange, now appears split into two, with 2 rival factions, each with sharply different visions on the party's direction and political future. And on one side is the Linda Ground faction with the party leader Oburu Oginga, who assumed control within 24 hours for following the death of his brother, a long-time leader of the ODM, Raila Odinga, in October 2025. On the other side is the Linda Mwananchi faction led by Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, which has openly challenged legitimacy of today's convention, even threatening legal action. Sifuna's camp argues that the meeting violates Article 49 of the party's constitution, which stipulates that a special delegates conference can only be convened by the party leader following a national executive committee resolution or through written support, but by at least 2/3 of eligible delegates. This faction, which includes key figures such as James Orengo, Geoffrey Osotsi, and Babu Owino, has already declared the convention illegal and is preparing to challenge any resolutions passed in the conference in court. The death of Raila Odinga, who had held ODM for nearly 2 decades, seems to have left a significant vacuum now. Without a unifying figure, ODM may be confronting its most serious internal crisis yet. A ruling by the Political Disputes Tribunal allowed today's convention of ODM to proceed, effectively handling Oburu Oginga's faction a practical advantage. However, the tribunal also upheld Sifuna's position as Secretary General pending internal dispute resolution decision that has now only deepened a standoff. Now, right about now, the police officers are still blocking various people, including journalists, from accessing UFUNGAMANO House, and we shall keep following up on this. And if the Secretary General of ODM, Edwin Sifuna, appears here and delivers his speech on what is going to take place, we are going to keep updating you. Back to the studio.
Hey, wow. Thank you so much. That is Victor Ngaruya, who is live at UFUNGAMANO House.
DJ Spider, tulia. Sisi tumekuja hapa kwa amani. Hatutaki mtu yeyote kuleta fujo katika mkutano huu. Manake tulipeana ilani, tukawaambia tutakuwa na mkutano wetu hapa. Na jambo ambalo linakusikitisha, mumeona malori ya mapolisi vile imejaa hapa nje. Kitu ambayo inatushangaza. Wakenya wanawawa na majangili katika maeneo.
Now, I have a question to ask. Why is it that, you know, I've been trying to ask myself, why these people wameja, kwa nini polisi wamepelekwa Mfangano House? Kwa nini polisi wamejazwa Mfangano House? I've been asking myself that question, by the way. And I think I know. Maybe this is mine. I would also like to know yours. The reason as to why personally I feel like polisi wanapelekwa Mfangano House is because Edwin Sifuna is really giving these people a sleepless night. I know the court yesterday decided that mambo na ODM, mambo na SG, ODM na Edwin Sifuna wakuje wa solve kwa party yao. But that one is a very big mistake, and if Edwin Sifuna makes a mistake of going back to ODM, then itakuwa vigumu sana, is going to lose a lot. You know, right now Edwin Sifuna akona watu, already akona watu ambao wanafuata. In which I know very well that this one might be a setup yenye koti iliambiwa kwamba wacha arudi, akisharudi tutamuonesha. So personally I feel like it's not really safe for Edwin Sifuna to go back to ODM, in which I know he cannot go back to ODM. Suppose he wanted to go back, then angeenda unaona hii siku ya leo, siku ya NDC, angeenda huko. But hajaenda huko, wameenda Mfangano House, ile mkutano yao ya Linda Wananchi. Of course they are saying that you heard yesterday, for those who you heard Babu Owino said that the person that is supposed to call an NDC is the SG of a party. Now, if Edwin Sifuna did not call that NDC, it means that the real NDC that's supposed to be attended here in Mfangano House, Edwin Sifuna meet, because Edwin Sifuna still stands as the SG of ODM. But the real question, and the biggest question is, I've heard Junet Mohammed saying that mtu yeyote mwenye hataenda huko, hataenda kwa hiyo mkutano, na anatarajia ama anadhania kwamba atapewa cheo, asitarajie kupewa cheo. So it means that kama Winnie Odinga alikuwa anapanga kwenda huko na amekosa kwenda, Of course, you know that Nairobi delegates decided that Winnie Odinga is going to represent them as their chairperson or as their party leader. So it means that automatically they endorse Winnie Odinga to be the deputy party leader. So if Winnie Odinga will fail to attend, then hiyo nafasi yake will be vacant. If Edwin Sifuna fails to attend, that his position will be vacant. But of course it can't be vacant because they have honorable me, that is Omanyo. So Omanyo is the acting SG. So let them just endorse her and become now the real SG of ODM. So my big question is this: if at all these people really trust themselves, why then deploy police officers to go and disrupt the meeting? Why? Is it really because the Linda Mwananchi group has the majority members on their side, and that's why the state is not ready to allow them continue their activities, or what's going on? Personally, I think that is it. Because you can't tell. Let us not lie to ourselves. And I think this message should go to William Ruto, Raymond Omolo, people like Kipchumba Murkomen, that this is not the right move. Because in this country, everyone is entitled to freedom of speech, meeting, and such kind of things. You have a freedom of speech, you have a freedom of meeting, and the people that advises these guys are slowly finishing them without knowing. And let me tell you this, that these guys will end up coming to remember later whatever they've been doing. That is it. There is nothing, like literally there is nothing that we can say. That is exactly what it is. Because why should Murkomen not take the officers to the banditry areas, but instead wanapeleka Mfangano's penye watu wanaenda kuwa na peaceful meeting? Actually they are going to have the peaceful meeting. There is nothing that hakuna kitu ambacho wanaenda kuharibu, hakuna. So alafu vita ikitokea. So basically, what I can say is that this one is a broad-based. These ones are broad-based police officers who are really now working so hard to protect the ODM, which is led by Odinga. And of course, we know very well Ruto really hates to see Kenyans rallying behind youthful leaders, because he knows the threat. Like right now, hii mambo na Niko Kadi imempea stress yenye hata yeye mwenyewe anajiuliza, how am I going to handle this? That is the greatest mistake. That is the problem. How am I really going to handle this? And that is why it's very difficult for him to allow people like Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, kina Outsourcing, wakiamua kufanya mkutano yao. And that is why itabidi ufunge barabara. But Kenyans ni nani? See, Edwin Sifuna ameingia, they've really stormed Mfangano House. And they had their meeting. After kuingia ndio unaona polisi sasa tena wanakuja wanataka kuharibu mikutano yao, which is very much shameful. I wouldn't accept, I wouldn't want, I wouldn't love it. I don't love it when police officers use forces simply because they are saying that order from above. These above wenye watu wanasemaga IG Kanja, Murkomen, Raymond Omolo. Can you guys stop this issue hizi vipindi? Hizi ni vipindi za upuzi zenye should not even come from the government. Allow these guys to do their meeting. Why are you so much terrified? Just allow them to do their meeting the way they want, because at the end of the day, they're not going to disrupt anything. They're not going to kill anybody. They're just going to have their meeting. They're just going to speak their minds. Must they attend the ODM meeting? The other ODM that has been bought? I don't think if they should attend that meeting. So why are you threatening them? That is the real question is, why are you really threatening them? Can I really know what you think at the comment section of Kenyans concerning this issue of police officers deployed to go and disrupt Edwin Sifuna's meeting? Because this one is just a bunch of fools. Because it is not a constitutional right. This one is not. It's not constitutional right. It's the right of these people. The Constitution gives people right to assemble. That is one thing that I know about Constitution. It gives people's right to assemble. Because you can't. So if the Constitution have allowed these people to assemble, why are you scared about them? The biggest question is, why are you guys really scared? Why? Can I know what you think at the comment section?
Hey, Ngori man. Chakula nasumbua watu bana. Chakula ni mtu mdogo. Unajua Kenya wanafanya? Hii ya maji. Hii ni kublock. Hii ya maji. Hii ina block njia. Hii ina block njia, ile ingine ina block huko. Lakini hao si leaders.